Alright guys, so today we are going to be taking a look at one of the top best meta SMGs to use in Modern Warfare Zombies right now. I'm talking about the Rival 9. Now I've always loved this little SMG, but I'm telling you, here in Season 3 Reloaded, this thing is an absolute beast. We're going to end up doing a bunch of testing here inside of the red tier zone, and then I went up and I did the red worm with a bunch of other dudes, and then we're going to go on into the first Dark Aether and complete that. With that, welcome on back to the channel everybody. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. I appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into Zombies content or anything Call of Duty, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. We just hit 17,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support lately. We will be getting into everything about this SMG, but really quick, I do need to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor. If you guys are looking to unlock the new MW3 camos such as Interstellar or Borealis, or possibly even play in some bot lobbies or get all the best schematics in Modern Warfare Zombies, then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. With thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG at checkout for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. You know, I ended up seeing one comment here recently on one of my videos about the Rival 9, and I was like, yeah, that gun is a beast. I haven't used it in quite a while. And then I ended up seeing another comment about it. And then I ended up seeing another comment about it. So you know what? We are back here today with the Rival 9. Now, of course, we ended up coming in here with a legendary Aether tool and a flawless crystal. I just needed this thing as powerful as we could get it right off the bat. We ended up doing one HVT inside of the second tier zone, which we absolutely just destroyed him. And then I came out inside of the red tier zone and we did a bunch of testings. Now I did a weapon raid stash contract and we were able to just sit in the building just chilling. Tested it out on this mega abomination here and just ended up melting him in a matter of seconds. And as you guys can see here, this Rival 9 has absolutely no problem just taking on hordes of zombies out here. Like, look how many zombies we're just shredding through right now. This gun really does have a lot of things that I really do like about it, and there's not too many things that I really don't like about it. I think the only major con that this thing does have is I do find myself running out of ammo sometimes, but if you're picking up ammo from all the zombies that you're killing, you shouldn't be having too much of a problem. Now, if you guys do have MAGA holding, I would suggest that you use it. You're going to end up with, I do believe, 550 rounds, and then if you don't have the MAGA holding, please slap on the largest mag, which is going to be the 50, and then after pack-a-punching it, you're going to have 100 rounds before you have to reload, so it's not too terrible. I would say without that largest mag, you might be struggling with ammo a little bit, and it might not seem as powerful to you. Also, you do not need a legendary Aether tool to use on this thing. If you guys do have an epic, that'll work just as well. The pros with this little SMG is that it is just powerful as all hell. It's incredibly snappy. The movement on it is just insane. Definitely gotta say, I feel like this is one of the most underrated slept on SMGs in Modern Warfare Zombies. There is a few people that I've noticed that don't really like this weapon, but for the most part, everybody that I've told to try this thing out, they usually always come back and like, yeah, that thing was awesome. As you guys can see, we ended up doing the red worm, which there wasn't too many people with me, but there was some people there. But it's kind of hard to judge the damage that it was actually doing to the red worm, but I felt like it was doing pretty well. I do have to say though, if you guys are going to attempt to do the red worm solo, just do it with the VR11. You can get it done with like SMGs and ARs and stuff, but the damage is just not even close to what the VR11 is going to be doing to that worm. I also parked a vehicle right outside of the worm fight just so that way I knew that I could jump in that thing and head straight over to the Dark Aether once we were done. Contrary to popular belief, you can actually do worm fights and then go into the Aethers and stuff if you don't have a Scorcher. You just gotta think smart. Would just bring a vehicle, make sure it's really close to the worm fight, and make sure that you hit one of those ammo stations before you take off in that thing. I've had some incredibly close calls trying to get inside of a Dark Aether and my gas mask breaks and I'm sitting there just going, let me in! But the Rival 9 really does seem to be handling these Dark Aether zombies really well. We are going to be doing this Escort mission first just so we can get this thing dealt with and out of the way. Personally, I do think this is definitely the hardest contract to get done inside of this Dark Aether. I do have a few tips that will make this contract a lot easier for you, especially if you guys are doing this solo. A few of these I didn't do during this mission, so it's kind of a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. This first one I actually did do, so I brought in a few monkey bombs and cashmeres just specifically for this contract. I know what some people are probably thinking, they're like, wouldn't you want those for the Aether extractors? No, the decoys should be able to get us through those just fine, and then we also do have the Aether shroud if we have to use that. What these cashmeres and monkey bombs are really going to help us with is whenever this ACV is going to come to a stop, that's when a lot more zombies are going to spawn in, especially on all sides of it, so be sure to throw out one of these things. It's just going to get rid of a lot of those for you. This ACV is going to make 3 stops in total, so I would just make sure that you at least have 3 of them and you should be good to go. There is sentry guns that are all along the path of this thing, so if you want to bring in a couple of those turret mods, that'll definitely help you out. And as you can see right here, I'm actually getting ready to jump off. Once you see this building, you can run in here and refill your ammo if you need to do that. So bringing in a sentry gun to put on top of the ACV will help you out just a little bit. Once we come to our last stop here, this is probably the biggest tip that I can give to you guys for this contract, because I know this last part gets really difficult. Once this ACV ACV comes to its last stop here, we're gonna end up tossing out our monkey bomb, and then I'm actually gonna take the zip line and I'm gonna go up to the top wall of the fortress. Now there will be a couple of zombies that will chase you or that will be up there trying to attack you, but the majority of them, their focus is gonna be on that ACV, but you can just sit on top of that wall up there and just shoot the VR11 down on it and keep repairing it until the contract is finished. Trust me, once that ACV reaches its last stop down there, all hell breaks loose, and this just makes it a whole hell of a lot easier. So if you have megas that are trying to chase you while you're doing this contract, and if you can't quite kill them, just get in front of the ACV and let the ACV push you forward. Those beams are not going to be able to hit you through the vehicle. The loot out of this contract wasn't too bad. I mean, it could have been better. My main thing that I wanted to get when I came in here was the Aether blade or some golden armor plates, which we didn't end up getting any of those. Kind of disappointing, but oh well. We did end up getting a legendary Aether tool out of here, which, I mean, that is pretty cool to see, but I do have a bunch of these things built up in my stash right now because of that Easter egg. I do have to admit, I kind of want to take a second to talk about this. My opinion on the Easter egg has changed ever so slightly. Over the last couple of days, I honestly have not been able to do that Easter egg because every single time that I make it out into the red tier zone, and I've tried to get out there pretty fast, most of the time, all of them have already been done. Now that enough time has gone past and pretty much absolutely everybody knows about this thing, that's what every single person in almost every single lobby, that's what they immediately go and do. Whether they have a Scorcher or they jump in the very first vehicle that they can find, they go straight to the red tier zone and they do all three of those Easter eggs. So if you guys do want those, and if you want those legendary Aether tools and flawless crystals, if you guys want to do those, you got to get out there really fast. Now during the first few days that this Easter egg was out, even up to like a week, I mean, I was just absolutely farming these things. Was able to get almost all of the Easter eggs done in almost every match that I went in, so I had an incredible amount of these things, and I kind of had an opinion that I didn't think that they should be in the game forever, but as of right now, it's actually kind of hard to get your hands on these things just because you're fighting everybody else just to get to them. Unless you have a Scorcher, or if you spawn in right next to one of the fast vehicles, then you're probably going to have a hard time getting these things. Now also, you got to keep in mind that back then I wasn't too sure if these things would actually let multiple squads do them per match, but as of now I definitely know that they are like a one and done thing, and they're going to be a lot rare for a lot of other people to get. So I don't know, it's kind of one of those things where it sucks for a lot of the other players that are going to want to do this, and then they're going to realize that they can't because everybody else just gets to them. But it is a really cool thing for more advanced players and people that really kind of know what they're doing and want to farm up these things for their next match. I definitely think it is a cool thing. This Outlast contract did not give me any good loot either, man. They just did not want to give me loot in this run. I mean, I got that legendary Aether tool and I ended up getting a refined crystal, but that's honestly it. One of the main things that I really wanted by coming in here was a damn Elder Sigil, and they just refused to give me one of those. This game sometimes, I swear. I even went around and checked all of the locked rooms for wonder weapons, and I only ended up getting a Wonder Waft. The rest of the rooms were empty. But oh well, that's alright. That's RNG for you. We're gonna come back in here and try it again, but hopefully we were able to help out somebody today. You guys need to try out this Rival 9, man. This thing is absolutely amazing. Again, thank you guys, everybody, so much that checked out the video. I really do appreciate it. It does mean the world to me. We're gonna go ahead and toss up the loadout up on the screen right here. Please drop a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. We are getting so close to that 20,000 subscriber goal. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.